Oh, hey, what's up? You gotta check this out. I got this really cool guitar I found online. I fell in love with it. Now, I haven't played in a really long time. I'm really out of practice, so forgive my old feeble hands. But look at the beauty of this guitar. I fell in love with it, and I was gonna just have it as like a keepsake, a conversation piece, you know. But you know, it kind of really motivated me to start wanting to play again. And well, as beautiful as it is, it's a budget guitar, and nothing wrong with a budget guitar. But I bought some really cool stuff. I got some really kick-ass control knobs for it. We're gonna take these pickups out, and we're gonna drop in some Seymour Duncan hot rodded humbuckers. This guitar is made by Jaymz. It's a beautiful guitar, but we're gonna make it in the style of Fatty Daddy. It'll be an official patriotic Fatty Daddy guitar. But I mean, it is. It's a beautiful guitar. It's got a beautiful finish. Very patriotic. It's a LP body. That's Les Paul. It's just a beautiful guitar. I mean, the action on it's all right. You know, maybe some different strings. These feel like a 10 gauge. But I got a nice tailpiece. I got a nice bridge. Some really cool stuff that we're gonna take this guitar to a whole nother level.
So basically, he's turning a minivan into a monster truck by putting a monster truck engine in a minivan.
If you want to say it that way, it's a good metaphor. It does come with Grover tuners too, by the way, which is really cool. I mean, those things alone are close to $100. So, but it's a beautiful guitar. I mean, all the way around, even just the way it is here is beautiful.
It's not as beautiful as mine.
You got, you know, the sound here. We're on a cheap little Walmart amp. You know,
Yeah.
nothing special.
We have one coming.
Yeah, we decided to order an amp, but it's a really, really pretty guitar. I mean, it's just so patriotic. It's got like a country and rustic look to it. So basically, you got this country-looking guitar, and we're gonna make it heavy metal. You know, but it's still gonna have that country appearance. So it's like a bone stock automobile with a 1,000 horsepower engine in it. You know what I mean? You don't see the mods to it. But anyhow, let's get working. All right, so here we are. We got it set up on my guitar arrestor here. First thing we're going to do is we're going to loosen up the strings, and then we're going to move on. So let's get that started. Okay, so I got the strings off, and this is the tailpiece I got. It's going to be for wraparound tuning. I was just trying to see if it'll fit. I still have to tighten it up and do a few things. I also got a whole new saddle, pickups, all kinds of really cool stuff here. All right, so let's get cracking.
We are tearing into the pickup, the back of the guitar for the pickups right now.
Pickup wiring, yeah.
So
we're gonna decipher the which pickups are what. We need to find the. Careful here. We need to find our neck pickup wiring, and we need to find our bridge wiring. So we're going to do that now. Okay, so we already deciphered the wiring for the bridge pickup. Now what we got to do is we got to decipher for the neck pickup.
This is our progress right now.
Okay, so we deciphered the wiring for the neck pickup and also the bridge pickup. This is what's going in it. These are hot rodded Seymour Duncan humbuckers. All right, these are some really good pickups. Stuff kind of like we used to use in the 80s. Now, I'm not no claim to fame guitar player. At one point, I kind of had my time, and you know, but the problem now though is my hands are older. I'm older. My eyes aren't as good, and you know, when your hands are all ripped up from work every day, and can barely stand anymore. You know you're getting old. All right. So anyhow, we're gonna get into this, and we'll get back to you. All right. So we removed our bridge pickup, the factory one, and you can see it actually when you get it off here. There's only 2 wires in it. Now the Duncan, the Seymour Duncan pickups. Okay. You can run these in many different fashions. What we're going to do here, okay, so we're going to run the line through. We got to put your red and white together. We're going to put our green and bare wire together, and we're going to run our black as the hot. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to get on that right now. All right, so where we're at now is we had to fish the wiring through the inside of the body to the back side. We didn't wire anything yet. We just have it ran. You can see the wire sticking out.
Right there.
And what we want to do here is get this into position so that we don't have a pickup with metal smacking off the body and destroying the finish. So that's where we're at right now.
Viewers, I do want to say I am very sorry. I had it kind of zoomed in. So I zoomed it out now. So it should be better.
Okay, so we discovered a minor issue, a little setback here, which will make our video a little longer. Can you please not have that camera on top of me? Okay, what we did here, what I neglected to see is these are the factory pickup trim rings, okay? And, excuse me. Apparently, no, I didn't notice this. Perhaps maybe I did it, but I don't see how I did. When we were putting the Seymour Duncans in, as we put it on the body, and we noticed that this was cracked. I'm trying to set the pickup just at a, at a mild setting until we get the guitar all done, and it's cracked. It's like this thing's wobbling all over the place. So luckily we have another one. So we're gonna change this and get it back in. All right, so we corrected our problem. These are actually pretty decent. These came off of a Les Paul Epiphone, and you can see the difference in color. So that's definitely bringing it to life. So I'm kind of glad that happened. We kind of took the lemons and made some lemonade with it. So that's good.
Everything happens for a reason.
Exactly. All right, so now we're going to get into the wiring of this one. So let's do that. Okay, so what we got now is the pickup is wired. All right. All right. A lot of, again, a cheap amp. You know what I mean? So you see, all right. So it's active. That one is too. So what we're going to do now is we're going to button up the wiring on that. We're going to go ahead and what I did was I bench test. I took the wires, put everything to where I wanted it to go, and then I just put some not duct tape. Put a little bit of electrical tape around them ends to make sure, because I wanted to test it, make sure everything's good before I do that. Again, you got to get the noise. You got a cheap cord. You got a cheap Walmart amp, so. All right, let's get back to it. All right, so I'm wrestling with the neck pickup. I can't get it to feed the wire through. So we're running into a little issue here, but we'll get it. All right, so finally, it took a significant amount of time to get that wiring through. We ended up using the 6th E string and tied it to the wiring to fish it through because I didn't have any mechanics wire. And, well, we had to be resourceful and use what we had. But this is where we're looking right now. We still got to wire this up. We just got done with that issue. But other than that, I mean, it's really looking good. And then we'll get into all the other fun stuff. All right, let's get cracking. All right, so we are now wiring the neck pickup, which is, it's getting a little, how do you say, tricky. It's getting tight in here. But anyhow, this is where we're at. We just got to get these wires. I got to strip this one. I stripped it already. And, well, and when I stripped it, it kind of cut the wire a little bit. So I'm kind of dealing with another minor glitch here. So let's get cracking. Okay, so now I managed to get it wired up. Okay, that kind of got a little stressful. I knew what I was doing. However, the problem we ran into was feeding the wires through the body. And the one wire kept getting shorter and shorter because I have an old pair of clippers here that are really fantastic. These guys. And you put them in there, a cutter on one side and they're a stripper on the other side. And unfortunately, though, they're getting old and kind of like me, and they just didn't want to cooperate. But anyhow, we got them in. We're good. We're going to start working on the bridge and the tailpiece, the knobs, and then string it up. And we'll see how she sounds. Okay, so what we got right now is we got our new bridge in, which got multiple adjustments. And then we have our tailpiece in, which is set for wraparound tuning, because that's the style I prefer when it comes to the tuning methods. So it looks like it's going to be some time to do this. And I would like to say something. We don't do any editing on these videos. So we actually pause, sit down, do the work as we do this, because we have a certain amount of time. I don't know exactly what it is, but when we pause the recorder, and if we don't get back to it in like 5 minutes, give or take, it shuts off, and then it ruins the recording. So we're about going on almost 13 minutes into this, and meanwhile, it's been several hours that we're doing this. That's why we do these little pieces here and there. It's not editing, it's just that we're trying to get this done so we can complete it in one video. Okay, so we got our bridge in. We got our tailpiece in. We got the strings loaded for the wraparound tuning. And if you're not familiar with that, that comes up and rides over the bridge like this instead of just coming through this way and up. That's wraparound tuning set up as well on my son's Les Paul Epiphone. But anyhow, what I'm trying to do here now is get this all set. Now, this is a budget guitar, so I'm going over a few things as I do this to make sure there's no loose nuts, screws, things like that. We don't want to pick up any excess vibrations and so on. So, but that's where we're at with it. See, and that there's a Gibson. That's the Gibson Les Paul Studio LP. That's my son's guitar. Okay, so where we're at now is I went over the headstock and I made sure all these nuts were nice and tight on those Grovers, and did all that. And as you can see, I'm starting my wraparound tuning now. All right, and then once I get all that done, I have to get everything set, make sure, see where the saddles are, and get the neck, get everything set up to the best of my ability. Anyhow, I'm not a professional by any means, but I've tinkered with guitars before quite a few times. Oh, and I wanted to mention before I forget, the strings I'm putting on are the Ernie Ball Classic Rock and Roll gauge. It's a 10 gauge, and those are the regular Slinky. They're not the super Slinkies or anything. It's just a regular Slinky. And she's looking good. She really is. I mean, check out the knobs. I mean, it's gorgeous. I mean, hot rodding it up just really brings it to life, you know, and it's going to have a nice sound to it. We ordered an amp, and we've kind of been teaching ourselves some songs, and we're going to have some fun with this. My youngest boy also, he wanted a guitar, and he hopefully he could pick up on it and not be like me at some point where, you know, I wanted a guitar, and I've had a few in my time, and I just basically, I couldn't, my hands just had the darndest time chord shifting and doing anything, and I don't know how to read music. I have the darndest time comprehending it, but I found some things on YouTube that have been teaching me, and my son as well, and we're really, I don't know how to say it, but we're picking up, we're learning some cool riffs, old school stuff. He's like me, he likes the old school stuff. So let's get back to this. Okay, so right now we're down to our first string. Whoops. And for the tuning, or stringing. Now, again, I still have to get in here, and I'm going to have to set this, the bridge. The saddles, as of right now, seem to be okay so far, but I got to go over everything, and you can see how we have that all set up here for the wraparound tune as well. And I got to tell you, this really looks good. All right. So we're on that, and somebody wants to show you something here. So he wants to show you his guitar. Okay. No, don't smack it. Watch the headstock. And that's a Mitchell Jr. double cut. And he really likes that. So he's got a long way to go. Oh, watch, careful. It's a really nice guitar. He wanted the chrome knobs. We just put those on there because he wanted them. I still think the black is better. If you want to leave comments on that, feel free to do so. I still think the black is better.
My YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Wyatt Mayer.
Wyatt Mayer. Well, when you start learning how to play, you can do videos, okay?
Well, I can play Guitar Hero.
Yeah, okay.
On videos.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get cracking. All right, so we're running out of time here. We've actually got hours into this, and we're only into like maybe a 20-minute video. But anyhow, you can see now we did the pickups. Okay. We got the Seymour Duncan double humbucker hot rodded pickups in there. We got a nice wraparound tailpiece. We got a nice bridge going on here. We're still going to do some adjustments, and if you look on the back, oh, you can see our hot rodded knobs as well. If you look on the back, you can see that I got some wires in here and this that I got to button everything up yet and do some soldering. I wanted to get it wrapped up because it's getting late in the day, you know. But doesn't sound too bad. But again, we're on a Walmart amp, so you know what I mean. Anyhow, again, my hands are really have no dexterity left in them over the years. But again, I got it for a showpiece, more like a conversation piece. And I wanted to dress it up and make it look even prettier, which we did. So other than that, the only thing left I'm going to do is solder the wires, put the back panel on, wipe it down, clip the strings, and take this rhythm treble thing off of here because I despise those things, you know. If you can't figure out where they are or what they are for whatever reason, you know, it is what it is, you know. You got one, your front pickup, you know, your back pickup, you know, both pickups, you know. But anyhow, the whole purpose of this video is to, anybody out there that has one of these, you can see what I did to mine and, you know, this limited production guitar and say, hey, you know, that's really cool. And, just get in touch with me in the comments section, and we will, you know, get you to the right place for the parts you might want to do. These Seymour Duncan design hot rodded double humbuckers with the super distortion and all that fun stuff. They came from Guitar Center. You don't have to worry about tuners because they got Grover on them. Grover, if I'm saying that right. Grover, you know, from Sesame Street. But anyhow, the tailpiece. And the bridge that came from Amazon. There was a music shop in Amazon I found that at. I was contemplating how I wanted to do it, but it worked out pretty good. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video, and I want to say thanks for watching if you got through this all the way. If you didn't, well, obviously you're not here to hear me go, too bad. All right, again, thank you very much, and hopefully we'll see this somewhere in the near future with maybe doing some rocking on it. Okay, so until next time, see you later.